Around 12 years old, I started smoking cigarettes and marijuana heavily, all the time. And about 15 years old, that graduated into painkillers and alcohol. When I started taking painkillers, like the insecurities and everything that I felt, that took them away. When I didn't have painkillers, I would isolate very heavily. I wouldn't go out, I wouldn't talk to people. I would just stay in my house and do absolutely nothing. I didn't feel like my life would have any worth, or I wouldn't be worth anything if I didn't have painkillers in my life. I ended up getting married at the age of 22. The whole entire relationship was nothing but, drug addiction and stuff like that. And we were very toxic for one another, fighting constantly. So it started, my life was going downhill very, very quickly, I didn't really know what to do about it or anything, and got to the point where I hated myself, and I hated who I had become. Matthew and I were always the closest growing up, we'd always played sports together, always hung out together and stuff. Once we started using, we both kind of went our separate ways, Matthew had a bunch of friends and everything and he would run around with, and I was always isolated. When I was married and my marriage was just falling apart, Matthew allowed me to come stay with him for a little while, and then we ended up getting into a fight over, painkillers, and I ended up moving out of his house. A couple weeks later, Matthew got arrested and went to prison. But I remember when Matthew got out of prison, everything about this man was different. He was smiling big, he was walking upright, he used to slouch really bad, and he was walking, standing up tall. Something about it intrigued me, and he kept on telling me, he's like, man, look, I know your life is bad, and I know you want more out of your life. I encourage you, please come to Victory Mission. And he would tell me, he's like, man, I know you don't understand what I'm telling you, and you're not gonna understand it until you actually experience it. I would try blocking it out, but in a sense, like I knew there was something to this, there was something to what he was telling me. And I would always tell him, like, man, look, I got this job, I got this house, I got this car, I got my wife, I got a stepdaughter, I can't just up and leave all of this. He's like, no, I get it, I understand, but you're really doing them a disservice, not getting your life together, because they deserve better as well. After a length of time, those things started falling away, so I lost my job. Okay, well, you can't pay the bills, so the electricity and everything got turned off. Well, I couldn't take care of my stepdaughter, so my mother took her in. I couldn't keep up the rent on the house, so I lost the house. I lose my car, and then my wife goes to jail. I have nothing. I'm sitting on my friend's couch, wallowing in a pool of self-pity, and Matthew comes back down again. He's like, so you ready? You ready to come to Victory Mission? I was like, man, I was like hesitant, like, I don't know, man. He's like, well, I'll tell you what. He's like, when I go back home, I'm gonna get a application, and I'm gonna mail it to Mom, and you go up there and you get it, and whenever you're ready, you fill it out. So I did, and I sent it in, and I think it was 2 days later, Charlie's calling me, we're doing a phone interview. Phone interview lasted, I think, maybe 2 minutes, something like that. And he's like, all right, well, can you be up here tomorrow? I was like, yes, sir. Going through the program has just been a complete blessing into my life. It was remarkable. Like, I had nothing to offer anyone. They didn't see who I was, the things that I've done, my past, and none of that stuff. They've seen who I could be. And now it's just that brotherhood of believers, around you, the people that are striving after the same goal, the same purpose, to better their lives and get closer to Jesus. I can't explain to you what this life, is going to do for you. I can't explain to you how you're going to benefit from it. And the only way for you to really understand the life that I'm living now and the joy that I have inside my heart and the peace I have inside my heart is for you to go through it and experience it for yourself.